Going to be broadcasting live from the Faith Community Church. That's in Redding, California. So Northern California, take our California back. Gubernatorial debate going on. Instead of the 12 or 13 we had down in San Diego, they're going to start doing these things all over the state, and I thank God for it. I think it's fantastic. This time we've got just 5 candidates.
6 are here. I'm not quite sure how many will be on stage.
Okay, gotcha. This is Louis Herms. And as you know, he's been on my show several times, and he just completed a short film called The Silence of PSYOP. It's extraordinary, and we're going to do a show, you and me, because I want to get your thoughts on it. Then we're going to all watch it as an audience together on my show, and then I get your thoughts afterwards.
Look forward to it.
I really want to do that, because it was a very powerful, very important film. Well done.
Appreciate it.
So how do you apply that? How does that come into play to run the state of California in the gubernatorial race? We got to get you past the primaries. It's coming June.
Well, it's all about the primaries. I just had this discussion with somebody. We are under the illusion that the general election is where we should spend our time. Now, the baddies, let's call them the baddies, know exactly what the game plan is. And the game plan is to get 2 candidates through the primary that they like. So they've already most likely had the Democrat compromise, or at least they bought into all their evil policies, right? So what do? Is they spend their time and their energy finding that rhino, Republican in name only, that they can put up as well. So think about that. So the baddies, I like to call them, or the parasites that run things, right, are focusing all their attention to get that rhino Republican through the primary. Why? So they can drink champagne during the general election, because no matter what happens, they have a win for themselves and a loss for we the people.
So even if we the people rise up and we all show up to vote, and we've had it with the Democrats, at least this time around, maybe we can pull off a win, they still win.
In the primary, in the general election, they do. Yeah. This is why the primary matters. Now, we had what's considered a good turnout in 2022. So what's considered a good turnout? 33%.
Pathetic.
Can you believe it?
I can, actually.
It's amazing. That's the difference in the election. We pull out 50% in the primary. We've changed the landscape of California forever.
How about, oh, good heavens, there's so many people, and there's still people getting into the race, too. And I still think that dark horse November surprise might be somebody like Rick Grinnell. I hope I'm wrong on that, but because that's just going to talk about splitting the vote. Mm-hmm. What's that going to do?
It's true. I don't worry about what hasn't happened. I just look at what is, and I just believe in God and faith. And in fact, I just learned a new term, which I just absolutely love. And it says clarity is the antithesis of faith. So I'm not looking for God to give me clarity. I just have faith, walk through the fog, and do my job.
That's fantastic. How's it been going so far?
Fantastic. I mean, we went from what would probably be considered 15th known candidate on the conservative side. Now we're told that we're number 3, minimum number 5, but it looks like number 3. That being the case, that's a nice trajectory in just 2 months. So we're happy with that.
That's extraordinary, actually.
Yeah.
Considering you're getting no attention from the mainstream legacy media.
Yeah, and less after.
You're not even getting any attention from conservative media, are you?
Well, much less after my film that calls out conservative fake news, right? And that's why this film is so important, PSYOP of Silence, because people say, oh, well, I thought those were the good guys, and I've kind of proved that they weren't. They're not on your side. They're on their side.
They truly are. Yeah. The one-party, uniparty system, which I used to think, no, there's no such thing. No, the Republicans really have our best interests at heart. No, they're in there. They're really fighting for us. I think I've been suckered for the last 10, 15 years.
Well, how many races has the Republicans won in the last 40 years?
Right.
How much money have they raised? Well, they've done a pretty good job at raising money. You know, it's easier to raise money as the underdog when it comes to the big money.
You know what my theory has been for quite a while now, especially as a delegate now of the California State Republican Party. They love being in second place because it's easier.
It is. Well, they have no accountability, do they? So when you actually get in office, you're going to have to make decisions. And their fear of failure, I think, is stifling them. And they can earn a lot more money by always being in second place. Yeah. So we're going head first in there, and we're taking down the parasites and changing things for California. Don't care.
there's two films I highly recommend, or watch them all if you find them, and you can at his website. I'll give to you in just a second. But one is Cages. Very important film about sex trafficking and how prevalent it is, especially in the state of California. We're both Californians. If you're watching somewhere else across the nation or even other parts of the world, believe me when I say, as California goes, so goes the rest of the nation. As the United States of America goes, so goes the world. We are on the front lines in California.
We are absolutely on the
see Cages. You got to see it. And the other one is his new one called Psyop of Silence.
Yeah, and they are important films, and I'm not saying that because I produced them, but I produced them with my heart and some guidance from the Almighty, and they were necessary to get out there because many people years ago weren't talking about child sex slavery.
No.
And they weren't talking about the infrastructure of CPS, how it positions for us to take and steal children from families and put them into foster care that may not be taken care of.
Or just disappear altogether once they're in foster care.
Them. Right. Do I have a problem with foster care? No, there's some amazing foster care parents. There's actually some people that work with inside the CPS, DCFS operations that are good also. They understand that the system is absolutely broken. It's a money system. Anytime you put $1 on anything, look at during COVID. When you put $1 on anything, you're going to get the result that you want, not the result that's right.
Where do we find the films?
ScrewBigGov.com.
Love that. ScrewBigGov.com. It's just spell it out exactly how it sounds. ScrewBigGov.com. And your campaign website. Let's check that out because you want to read what he's written about his plans on stopping California's rapid decline and actually fixing the problem. Where's that?
That's at hermsforcali.com. It's HERMSFORCALI.com.
Beautiful. Thank you, my friend. You're going to be debating tonight again with some of the other candidates on the conservative side of things, running to be the governor of the greatest state in the nation, as far as I'm concerned, but I'm a little prejudiced.
I would agree, and I'm prejudiced also, but I appreciate you. You're a true patriot. I know how hard you work at it, and you should be recognized as one.
I appreciate that very much. All right, my friend. I'm just going to stream this event as it goes. And when somebody comes up, I'll put them on. And so there'll be times that you'll just see nothing sitting here as I'm getting the next person to come up here. I hope you don't mind that. You're watching live on all the different platforms we're on right now. Just be patient. And of course, ultimately, I will take it, put it all together, piece it together to where it's, more uniform and get it on Rumble, rumble.com/do-not-talk. Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you, man. People are always asking me, so CharLee, who do you want to be governor of California? And I'm like, first of all, anyone who doesn't have a D in front of their name, because we know what they are. We know what they do. They've revealed themselves in ways that hopefully people are waking up. They can't deny it. But if I had to narrow it down to top 5 of my preferred candidates for governor of California, Louis Herms would be one of them, most definitely. Okay, I'm going to get somebody else up here in just a second, have a little bit more coffee. And I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much. Leslie, you want to sit down for a second and talk? Or you got this? Leslie can't talk to her because she has to pee. Yes, any one of them. Howdy.
How you doing, Charlie? Patrick Rakes.
Pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
How do you spell your last name?
Rakus.
Oh, it's easy. Here's my card.
My card.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm here to help. That's my job.
Awesome.
I'm here to help. I'm a broadcaster, many years, radio and television, and got into podcasting during the whole COVID shutdown when the company I was working for. I pulled everything out right then, didn't I? What? Stupid. Thank you, my friend.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, my friend. And anyway, that's when I started the podcast about 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
After they let almost 300 of us go, Salem Media Group, all across the country. So I thought, well, I guess I'm going to do it now.
All right.
Guess I'm going to do the podcasting thing. I fought it for a long time. I said, no, I'm not interested in doing one more thing that doesn't make me any money.
Kudos to all you guys that do this podcasting and all you guys that do these little clips on the internet. It's amazing. I'm not that savvy. I'm just a guy that turns wrenches and directs people on how to get stuff done.
Let's talk about that. Someone else who I had not even heard of until today when I showed up at the Registrar of Voters elections office in Reading with Clint Curtis showing us all exactly how they're trying to make elections free and fair, at least in Shasta County. Hopefully other counties follow suit. But this gentleman gets up, and even Kim Yater, who's putting this whole thing together, said, I haven't heard of you.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the back, working my little bit of magic. I mean, it's very important for me because I have a young child that goes to school, and a lot of legislation that's been written just doesn't work in my family environment.
Patrick Rakus, Rakus. Where are you out of? Where do you call home?
I'm out of Sacramento.
Oh, okay, me too.
Yep, I'm right out of Citrus Heights, actually, and I spend a lot of time down at the Capitol. I visit down there. I have some friends in the that are kind of in the political side of things, and I kind of reach out to them here and there, get some advice, and try to understand it. For me, it's part time. I have a full time job, family first. So
Amen.
it's what's great is I found this out the other day from Collenberg, another candidate.
David Collenberg,
Yeah.
we'll be talking to him. Yeah.
Yep, and I'm thankful for him for at least sending me this way to kind of help spread the word about the Republican Party.
You know what I love the most about we have just a huge amount of great, true conservatives running to run California as governor. We have a strong bench, brother. We got a strong bench. Absolutely, every single one of them, including you, would be extraordinary. But jumping into the governor's race like this, have you ever done anything like that before?
Well, I actually ran for the goodness gracious, brain shut off here for a second. When we were trying to get Gavin Newsom at the last time, I ran then.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, sir. So unfortunately, that was unsuccessful because, again, they changed all the rules.
Unfortunately, all the way around, it was unsuccessful for the entire state.
It was.
There's
So
some real dirty dealings there.
Yep. And today, the good news is there's a lot of support amongst us Republicans to try to get one of us in there that can, make the big changes, make this place a safer, more affordable, more efficient state. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely. Financially, we've got to get off this path that we're currently on because this state is freaking broke by the billions.
I mean, it's for me to pay a $300 gas bill. It's tough.
Although today in Reading, I spent $3.29 a gallon at one of your gas stations here. Like, yeah,
It's
at least $1 more, as where we're from.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Even at Costco, it's $1 more. It's crazy, and especially if you have to do diesel. Last time when I filled up my truck the other day, it was like $5.10 a gallon. And
now with shutting down the refineries, it's only going to get worse.
So, I mean, that's another big thing that we're all going to have to talk about and figure out what we can do once we get into office and how to bring all that business back. That's going to be a lot of negotiation.
It's a hard one because I'll tell you what, Texas, maybe even New Mexico, but they're so polluted with lefties and freaks for the most part. Sorry, beautiful state, but come on. I'm not saying anything you don't already know. But they got coastal access. They would be a good spot for refineries, but they're going to jump on it. And California is going to be left behind when it comes to the refining crude oil, I think.
Right. And unfortunately, everybody thinks it's drill. That's not the issue that we have. The issue is processing that material. The state of California just
And Gavin Newsom knows that.
Oh yeah.
This whole shutdown and encouraging these gasoline companies to shut down the refineries is not an accident.
No, it's not, because they want to be EV, sufficient by 2035.
Exactly right. Forces out of combustion engines.
Absolutely, absolutely. And me being a car guy, I'm kind of offended by that. I built a lot of hot rods in my time.
I got a 58 T-Bird. I'd love your help with restoring that baby.
Anytime. Before I even got into this, and being an operations manager, I used to have a hot rod shop in Elk Grove. I ran that place for 5 years and had a lot of great clients. And COVID killed me. Gavin Newsom and his cronies shutting us down. I had cars in my shop I couldn't finish because all my parts are in shipping containers in the ocean. So when you don't have revenue coming in, what's the next step? You got to close up the doors. Otherwise, you can't feed your family. So that was the first strike that they put against me. It's
not sustainable.
It's not.
There's got to be a change.
And there's so many wonderful people here in this state, and they deserve way better. And we can get that. We can be there again. But the problem is you're going to have to really look at who you're voting for and what you're voting for, and not just accept it as status quo.
Spell your last name again.
Rakus, Rakus.
Okay, and Patrick Rakus. What is your website where we can find out more about you?
It's Rakus for Governor 2026 .com. Sorry.
Okay, Rakus for FOR or the number 4?
FOR.
So say it one more time.
Rakus for Governor 2026.com.
All the best,
Thank you, sir.
man.
I appreciate it.
I'll tell you what, that's a hard thing to do. And I'm sure it's quite an eye-opener. What's the one thing that you've discovered since you announced you're running for governor that it's like, holy cow, I had no idea it was going to be like that?
Just getting views, getting heard. I love having conversations with people and, hearing both sides of it. I'm a pretty neutral guy. I'm a policy guy. I don't make it about the people. I make it about the policy. Good. And if you have questions, feel free to email me. You can call me. You can do whatever you need to do.
We can find that on your website.
Go to my website, and there's an email bar right there. You can type an email, and I'll respond to you within 24 hours. Because I got time on my hands. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure you don't. All right, brother. Thank you
very much.
Yes,
pleasure again, sir.
Pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure.
I'll have you on again.
Thank you.
Most definitely. Fellow gearhead, absolutely. Hey, Leo. You busy? You busy? Huh? Are you busy?
Yeah.
Have a seat, brother. Have a seat. I'm kind of precarious here, so watch the wires, would you? I like my little makeshift studio here.
CharLee.
I come walking into the church. I go, where do you want me to set up? And I go, I don't know. Where do you want to go? This looks good.
It'll do.
It'll do. This is Leo Zaki. Leo's been on my show many times, and we'll be on again because I like him. I respect him. I admire him. I love his ideas. I love his energy. I love how much he loves, and you really do. And you're not doing this for the fame and fortune. That's for sure.
No, not in the slightest. I'm doing this because I care.
Yeah.
And look, what happened with my family and our business. I mean, we had Zaki Farms. We were the largest privately owned employer in the state of California, and we got ran out of business by the policies here. We were employing 4,000 people. We had tons of land.
You had 4,000 employees at one time.
Yep.
Dang.
And we were this huge company providing top quality poultry
They did.
to not just the state but the whole country, and even
You and Foster Farms, neck and neck, battling it out.
Yeah, but their product wasn't as good as ours. It wasn't. Still isn't. The great people. Worked with them with the California Poultry Federation. I was a board member for 10 years with that. But look, I'm a prime example of poor policy here in California and what can happen. And, anywhere you drive, you drive up and down any, main thoroughfare or city, and you see all these vacant places. I mean, we're here in Redding right now, and even there on Market Street, it looks a beautiful spot, but there's a lot of vacant, storefronts and businesses, so this is hurting small town America. It's hurting, the major metropolitan centers. The regulatory process here is crippling people's ability to be in business and to be successful. And how can you have a vibrant economy when you can't have people have the ability to enter the market and stay operational in business. It's impossible. And people wonder how California could be the number one welfare state. It's because of the poor policy here that keeps people down. We need to lower the regulations, streamline the permitting process, and obviously lower the taxes as well. That way people can keep the money they earn, damn it.
Wouldn't that be nice?
What a concept.
But the state is already billions of dollars in debt, isn't it?
Well, again, it's by design.
Billions.
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually more than that. The state is over $3.7 trillion in debt.
So how do you cut taxes at this point? How do you justify that? You'll have everybody screaming at you, oh, he wants to hurt poor people.
No. So it's shrinking government, but it's also opening up our resources and utilizing the resources here that we're mismanaging
Which are plentiful.
horribly. Yeah. I mean, look, we have tons of water, but we dump nearly 1 trillion gallons of fresh water into the sea every year. We have tons of oil, but the environmental lobbies are blocking our ability to access them. And imagine if we access the oil, not only could we create over 100,000 jobs across the entire spectrum of that, of that economy, because you have to have people building the refineries and trucking the oil and the people drilling the wells and working on them and all that stuff. That it creates over 100,000 jobs. Utilizing that oil, bringing it in, could create over $80 billion of revenue for the state annually, which is
basically what President Trump is doing.
Right. But then all of a sudden you go from having the most expensive gas to the cheapest gas, tons of employment, a whole thriving industry, areas that boom because of the new stimulated economy from that. This massive amount of money is coming into the state. So now you don't have to rely on people's taxes. So you can bring the taxes way down. And now people get to keep the money they earn. You can pay off that debt. I mean, we have the wildfires that are raging out of control. How many billions of dollars we spend fighting those every year?
Do you know how much money we make from the federal government every time we have a wildfire like that? I think it's some kind of a grift.
Well, I don't know if we make the money because we have to turn around and spend it on getting things fixed. But obviously, we can see how inefficient they are at getting things fixed. I mean, I live in Los Angeles. We all know what happened a year ago. I mean, I live in the Sepulveda Pass. I've been living there my whole life. And in the last 8 years or so, 8 or 9 years, I've had to suffer through about 5 or 6 different fires, that got within a mile of my home. It's not a fun feeling. I know what it's like to have to evacuate my home and pack up, my most important possessions as quickly as I can and get the hell out of there. It's a frightening feeling. Luckily, I've been able to come back home to all my stuff, but there's so many other Californians that don't get that opportunity. And now with the mismanagement, the state's uninsurable. I mean, good luck getting proper insurance. I mean, yeah, sure, the California Fair Plan gets you $3 million, but that's it.
About 3 times the price.
Well, yeah,
and it's broke.
Oh, of course it's broke.
It's insolvent.
And
so even if we did have some kind of catastrophe, and that's the insurance you have provided through the state, it's almost like what do they call it when you can't get insured? You become I can't think of the word in insurance terms, but basically they have to take you. So now it's time for a payout. What's happening in Palisades?
It's taking forever to get done. I mean,
They're not.
Nothing's happening. I mean, the permitting process, now you have, they're trying to rezone it. I mean, there's a land grab too on top of that.
Of course it is.
It's the same kind of stuff.
A smart city isn't going to build itself.
Right. I mean, we're seeing this happen in Argentina as well. I mean, this is happening all across. It happened in Lahaina, happened in Palisades, and it's happening everywhere because they know how to game the system to their advantage. But whether the fires are man-made or accidents, it's irrelevant. The fact of the matter still stands that the fuel is there to enable these fires to burn as outrageously horrible as they can. We don't have the proper tools to fight it, but worst of all, we're not managing the forests to prevent them altogether. And if we have a robust logging industry, and I'm not talking clear cutting, proper forest management,
right, like they used to do,
right, and that's what the Native Americans did, is forest management thousands of years ago, because they knew how to work with the land to live in and be.
And utilize the resources.
Right. Well, utilize the resources, but be the caretakers of the land. And as a farmer, that's what we do. You take care of the land and it takes care of you. And so we can have an economy from having that, but getting people to work in reforestation, planting saplings, proper forest management, that also helps with the recharge for the watershed as well. That's another thing that because you have all this underbrush from this overgrowth, and it sucks up all the water, so it doesn't allow the water to.
And it just evaporates up when the sun comes out, instead of soaking into the ground.
Well, not just that; it does not as much recharges the groundwater, and so the water table continues to go lower because we don't have the reservoirs in place. I mean, this is all a very solvable issue. Problem is if the way currently things are operating, either people haven't asked the simple questions, or they are engineering this by design, because if you fix the problem, then they're out of a job. And that's what we're facing. And it doesn't need to continue this way. We, the people, have the power. We get to cast the vote, but we can't rely on mainstream media and partisan politics
No, hell no.
anymore.
They're ignoring you.
Right. We have to do what's right for the people, by the people, of the people.
And the state of California Republican Party is most likely ignoring you as well. I don't know if you're on their short
The
list.
establishment is a problem on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah.
But we have to ditch this left and right. This is killing. It's killing
Amen.
the whole country.
Amen. Like one of the gentlemen just said, it's got to be about policy,
Right. It's
not party.
Right. Policy, not party. And that's the mindset that we need to work with, because all the issues that are impacting Californians impact all Californians. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, a Green Party, an independent, a socialist, whatever. It doesn't matter. All these issues, affordability, water shortage, power shortages, the inability to get employment. I mean, all of the uninsurability. I mean, all of these issues impact everybody.
Huge corporations leaving the state of California.
Well, I mean, look, it just breaks my heart. I mean, look, we got put out of business. In-N-Out's left, Chevron's left, 99-cent stores.
Who would have thought In-N-Out would leave? That was California's
and
golden boy business.
And actually, even the one of the Google founders and his wife, they just before the end of the year, because of the billionaire tax or whatever, they packed it up and they relocated all their stuff into Delaware, so that they don't have to deal with the insane taxes. And I understand, like, a lot of people out there, they say, eat the rich, it's the rich people's problem. It's their fault. They're greedy. Well, without them, who's going to build the businesses? Who's going to create the employment and the opportunity?
Exactly right. I fully agree. I encourage you to follow Leo Zaki. Go to his website, read what he has there about his plan to fix this state and head it in a much better direction. Where do we find you?
LeoZaki.com. You can go on my IG at Leo S. Zaki. Same thing on X at Leo, the letter S, Z-A-C-K-Y. Follow me, check me out there. And I've got some really cool interviews that are going to be dropping on TV and on the internet in the next couple of weeks.
We haven't even talked about your radio show.
All right. Well, yeah, I got that too. America Matters. That's on Salem and the Answer Network. And you can find that on America Matters Media's Facebook page as well. So I got a lot of things going on, a couple other businesses.
Awesome, man. Exciting.
So
thank you, Leo Zaki.
I appreciate it.
Go get him. Good luck with the debate tonight.
Thanks, bro.
The best part about this debate that's going on tonight is every single one of them is going to be on stage. They all pretty much want the same thing. They want a better direction for the state of California, and I like that. Okay. Kobe, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Sit down. Good. That looks all right. That looks all right. This, my friend, is Kobe Markham. I got to meet Kobe at the Take Our California Back Republican gubernatorial debate. Well, not just Republican. Louis Herms considers himself an independent. Yeah.
Conservatives.
So conservative. There you go. Conservative candidate debate down in San Diego, which was huge. It was fantastic. But they're going to start doing these things all over the state of California. And I love that. I love that, because we got to get the word out about everybody who's running to change the state for the better on the right.
And we're in Northern California right now.
Yeah,
So
right.
we are way up north.
Yes, we are. Redding, California at the Faith Community Church. Thank you to them for letting us host this here. But Dr. Douglas Frank is here, Kim Yater, of course, and Clint Curtis, that registrar of voters that we are so familiar with, changing how elections are working in Shasta County, not by advances, but also actually going back to how it used to be, going back to work, going back to what always worked.
Yes.
The hand count, voting in person, that kind of stuff. So we wish him all the best with that. That is vitally important. Kobe, what are you doing these days, and how can we help?
I think one of the big challenges that I'm facing right now is we either have to raise 6,000 signatures or $5,000 by March 6th. And without that, I don't see any path forward for me personally. And so if you guys want to see me moving forward, I need you to donate at kobejmarkham.com, because we, each of us individually who are self-funding as candidates, we're out thousands.
Yes.
But to just plop down $5,000, a lot of us, and probably a lot of viewers too, are not in a position to just do that as an individual. So imagine if you can't do that as an individual, imagine me trying to do that as an individual. So when you're looking at the candidates, we're getting closer to the point where it's time to start looking at candidates that you like. And if there's a couple candidates that you like, donate $5 a piece. It's not a big deal. You could support 3 candidates for $15. And
Spell your name. Spell your name. Not everybody knows how to spell it.
Kobe is spelled C-O-B as boy, Y as in yellow, and then J. Last name is Markham, M as in milk, A-R, C as in cat, U as in uniform, M as in milk, and it's kobejmarkham.com. That's a campaign. You can see over 40 policies that I have and plans that I have for California set up there.
That's what you want to look for. You want, we got to have that. And we got to help get the word out. You like what you see from on Kobe's website? Share it. Share it on your social media and so forth.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah,
Good
brother.
to see you. I got to get
Absolutely.
on stage.
Of course. Good luck with the debate.
Glad you're
tonight.
here.
Yes,
Thanks for
sir.
coming all the way
You
up.
bet. You bet. Talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Speaking of coming
Thanks
all
for
the way
being
up, he came all the way up from Southern California to be here for this. I wanted to get. I was just looking all around for you. I know they are. I am live right now. Yeah. Let's get you to scoot up a little bit. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's good. That's good. Anybody who's been watching me for a while knows that I say it all the time. I'm just a good old boy from Bakersfield. I grew up working on ranches, horses and cattle, and we used to raise Appaloosas and nothing on a big scale, just a little small ranching and farming. And that's what I did every summer. I'm out there driving tractors when I'm like 12, 13, 14, and learning how to do that. I learned how to work, and I thank God for that, because one thing I always laugh at is when my fellow media people go, "Oh man, I worked so hard today. Oh, so many." Well, shut up. You don't even know. But that's what David does. David Kohlenberg is one of those who I admire and respect, because he saw a huge problem and said, if not me, who? If not now, when? That's you.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
So tell us how it's been so far. What's it like running for governor of California?
You know, the first 10 months was kind of like, what am I doing? And then all of a sudden something clicked and everything just took off. And, you know, we've been getting millions of views on social media.
Yeah.
Over 800,000 comments a month.
I've shared video.
1,000 new followers every day. It's growing fast, and you know, people are getting to know me.
It's a true grassroots thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And people love authenticity, and I bring that. So it's been really good.
What's the one thing that you're like, wow, I had no idea it was going to be like this?
Meeting other candidates and other people that are so supportive. You know, you think you come into a race like this,
You're all going to be hostile at each other's throats.
yeah, you think you're going to just be, and so far, it's been amazing. We've been working together. We've been, you know, just strategizing together, and everybody's rooting for everybody. And, you know, eventually we're going to get to who's at the top and hopefully win this.
One thing I've been saying all along is, if nothing else from this race of the conservatives running for governor, we have a strong bench. We got some great people who are interested in saving our state.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of these candidates are great and knowledgeable and can bring a lot to the table. And if whoever does get in office, you know, still brings us to the table, we're going to make amazing things happen for California. And it's going to be great.
One thing I can guarantee you, if you get somebody who comes from the farming side of things, the ag side of things, they don't quit, and they're up very early, and they hit the ground running. They work and work until the work is done. You don't take your boots off until the work's done.
That's right. That's right.
So
So
where do we find you? How do we find you online? How do we follow what you're doing?
Kohlenberg for Governor 2026 on social media, Kohlenberg26.com online. And those are
Spell that.
COLLENBERG26.com.
Collenberg26.com.
Yep.
Right on, brother. Good luck with the debate tonight. Okay, my man. They're here to build a base. Honestly, that's what they're doing. They're trying to build a base and let people know that they're out there, because the mainstream media and the legacy media is ignoring them, and unfortunately, even conservative media is ignoring them too. Yes, ma'am. I am. Of course. Of course. Yeah, we're live right now. Absolutely, we are. So let's move. Let's get you closer to me, because you're way off. You're way out of the shot right now, and I'll fix that a little bit on this end too before we actually start. How's that? Well, what is your name?
My name is Laura Hobbs, and I'm with a group called Shasta Election Task Force. We're a citizen-led group, and we work on elections. Every Sunday we meet and we talk about how to make our elections more fair and transparent in Shasta County. And we are a charter county here in Shasta, so we decided to do a citizen-led charter amendment to amend our charter and specifically describe how we do elections here in Shasta County, to include voter ID, hand counted at the precincts, same day election results.
You folks up here are my new heroes. And heroes. And Clint Curtis, I was there for the tour today at your election headquarters in Reading for Shasta County, and I saw what's happening, and I also got exposed to a whole lot of how they've been cheating, how they've been controlling elections, how they've been taking counties completely out of the picture, to where even somebody like Clint Curtis comes in and tries to make things better and get things back to normal.
Yeah.
They're doing everything they can to stop them and shut them down. And in lieu of that, all of Shasta County voters.
Yep. So as citizens, we have the ability to do a charter amendment. So we gathered 10,000 signatures over the summer. And as a result, we got this on the ballot for the June election. So citizens here are going to be able to vote whether or not they want this election reform. It's going to be.
Is that the ID voter?
Yep.
Voter ID. Yeah.
Counted at the precincts, clean voter rolls, locally.
Assemblyman
maintained.
Carl DeMaio, I've heard him speak a couple times about this. He really spearheaded getting that on the ballot, and it was successful. They got over 1 million signatures.
Yes, that's the statewide initiative. This is a local initiative.
You're doing a local one that's on the
It's
ballot.
separate. It's going to be on the local ballot here in Shasta County in
Awesome.
June. Yeah.
Good. Oh, that's good. So even if the state blows it and doesn't pass it, Shasta County still will.
Absolutely. And if you look at Article 11 of the California Constitution, it says specifically that for municipal affairs, that the county charter overrides the state laws. So this is our foot in the door, our way of getting around AB 969, which said we're not allowed to hand count any ballots anywhere in California unless you have less than 1,000.
That was insane that they did that. And it was all because of you guys.
Yeah, it
The
was.
state of California and the Democrats who are in control are doing everything they can to try and stop you.
Yep, absolutely. And right now, unfortunately, the local supervisors are trying to stop us. We used to have a very conservative board
Cry.
that supported us.
Supervisor Cry, right?
Supervisor Cry is took us to court to try to prevent this, along with Chris Kellstrom. So,
Wait, what?
yes, for real. So it's kind of sketchy, you know. A lot
What
of
the
people-
hell? I thought he was on your side.
No, not for the local election reform. He believes in the statewide measures. You know, he says, yes, go ahead with the statewide reform because that's out of his jurisdiction. It's politically safe for him to support the statewide ID, right? But not so much for the local voter ID.
It makes perfect sense because the way they've rigged elections and everything, if this voter ID initiative does not pass this coming November, you would still be safe. You'd still have an avenue to completely clean up your elections here in Shasta County.
Yes, and that's what we want. We want elections for and by the people, not for and by the bureaucrats, which is how it stands now. Everything we've done in this county is a citizen-led effort, so it's grassroots, it's from the bottom up, and I believe that that's the way our founding fathers wanted our government to work, was you know, from the local base on up.
I think they're getting ready to begin. So where do we find you? How do we get more information about what you're doing?
Okay, well, we have a couple of websites. Vote4B.com is one of them.
Vote for B. Vote for B?
Vote for B. Yeah, Measure B,
Oh,
but
Measure
it's
B,
Vote
vote-
for B.
Okay.com.
And we also have a website, shastavote.org and Save Shasta Elections with an S.org.
You got several ways to find them. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thanks for
so
sitting
much.
down. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Appreciate it.
Go get them. Keep fighting the good fight.
Thank you. Well,
You got me in your corner. Like, let me give you a card too,
okay,
please.
thank you.
Please
Appreciate it.
count on me
Okay,
to help get the word out any way I can.
wonderful.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
All
Thank
right.
you.
This is vitally important. Do you understand? It's vitally important. We got to take care of local elections, man. Local impact equals local action equals national impact. Oh my God.
Hey,
Do you have time to sit down?
Oh, it's going to start in a minute.
I know it is. Are you actually participating in the debate?
No, but I know a lot of the good folks that have been working for a lot of years and trying to help restore freedom.
Tell everybody who you are and why you're here. I mean, I know you.
I'm a surfer.
I'm a surfer.
I mean, what a free sport, you just buy your own
Oh,
equipment.
quit now. Come on. Why are you here? Let's talk.
I'm here to love and cherish freedom and invite people to continue to use the tools and resources of the John Birch Society, because we publish a lot of stuff, including the scorecards on all state and federal representatives.
So important.
And
You think that your representative's doing a good job? Yeah, I see him on camera, and he seems to be fighting against Gavin Newsom, so he's okay. I'll vote for him again. No. You can actually follow how they've been voting here. Thank you, JBS, for doing that.
yeah, so we take 10 votes of the 435 Congress, or how many there are, which we lost Doug LaMalfa, sadly, and he was a good voter. And you can tell how they vote. And we also measure them by how they support the UN or not support the UN. So we invite them to not support the United Nations, which has permeated every aspect of our society, to where we pay environmental taxes. Basically, they almost go to the UN, but they go to the pockets of private brokerages.
We never forget, and it started with when Obama was president, who loves and worships and slobbers at the altar of the United Nations. Because they have their own army, their little light blue helmeted army, and they were at one point trying to get approval and make it so that they were basically the world's police force, weren't they? Remember?
I remember. You remember Michael Newey said, "I am not a UN soldier," and that was during the Gulf
Thank God for
conflict
him
over
saying
there.
that, 'cause
And
it called attention to it.
yes, and one interesting thing about the UN and what you just said about the blue UN helmets is, in this recent publication, we actually show where the blue UN helmets are. So you can look up that, and also where their funding and spending is. And of course, the US, it's kind of like when you fly over the world, who's got the lights on? Well, we have the lights on in America, so we're inviting people to read. And my old friend used to say, those who will not read have no advantage over those who cannot read.
Right.
So when the lights are on, we should pick up some information, read and study the mortals who have been most correct about the most important things. And when it comes to your freedom and your salvation, your information had better be accurate, because you want to love your neighbors and you want to love your enemies. And how do people love their enemies if they don't know who they are and they just get distracted? I am so against the new wave of blaming Americans. Let's not blame Americans. There is a conspiracy of evil that is orchestrating global power grab. And that global power grab is permeated into the counties, to where human beings are not on Genesis chapter 1, 24, 25. And God said, let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over every creeping thing. And what does that mean to you and to me? Am I on a protected status with my local government and my state government? No, you're not on a protected status. And that's because the UN came in and said, we have our own endangered species list in the Agenda 21, Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit, 1992. Gro Harlan Brundtland wrote the big instructions for 175 countries that we all have to abide by on the county level and the state level. And the forerunner of that was ICLEI, which is an oxymoron of the International Council of Local Environmental Initiatives, which led us into this Agenda 21 meeting in 92. And then we had over 1,000 cities, states, and counties join the UN's program, and we were removed as endangered and protected status human beings species off of the list, and they replaced it with whitefin sharks. So yes, I am a surfer and I don't like whitefin sharks. Those things are, I asked Fish and Game the other day, I said, can I go out and catch a 30-foot great white shark? It's almost over its life, and they taste pretty good, and
Garlic and butter makes everything better.
and can I bring it in and eat it? And the gentleman says, no, they're on the protected status. They're an endangered species. So that's why the UN has done different programs like adding ammonia to the tap water with chlorine in 73 million households. And that's a project that they did back in 96 in the
For why? What was that supposed to do?
Well, it was said that it was for, the MSDS book on toxins says, quote, it's only to be used in emergency water treatment. But what they found out is that it sure creates an emergency in San Francisco because it dissolves the solder, and the pipes create underground erosion.
Is that why that's been happening?
And then the roads cave
That's
in.
been going on all over the place.
Should have asked me. My friend, the scientist who was once the water guy, he was the scientist over the UN. He was a special master of water, and he exposed the UN in 96 by writing an article. And he left the UN early on because of their global power grab once again. And his name is Dr. Wynn Parker. He passed in 96 and was buried in Arlington. He was one of our great patriots in America.
Calvin Clark, thank you so much. Where do we find out?
I'm just rambling. I just like
The whole event is starting, so I'm going
Come
to
on
shut down for a little. I will, but don't go away. Where do we find out more?
Oh, yeah, jbs.org, and look at the top and you'll see the Freedom Index. You also see the new education information that we have up there, which is a Constitution course that is a newer Constitution course. We have 2 of them on there, and they don't hold back. They include the conspiracy, the Council on Foreign Relations, a lot of the information of who's who at the UN and what they said and what they did. And that's a great resource. The Freedom Index scorecard link is there. Also a K through 12 online classic education for your kids if you want to get them out of the system and not vaccinated.
Are you serious? I didn't know you
Yeah.
guys were doing that. That's a huge blessing right there for anybody who's like, I don't want my kids to stay, but what do I do?
Oh, yeah. And the JBS website has been improved, and it's going to be improved even more. It's a national effort, and that's what makes us different from a lot of the good groups that are out there. So we want to build up all of the good conservative groups and create some unity on principle.
Amen.
By exposing the real news and the real and telling the truth about what really is happening. And we've been able to slow Agenda 21, and I contribute that effort and award to the John Birch Society for stopping it. And then they had to come out with Agenda 2030. And so eventually it'll be Agenda 20 nothing, because I am on a protected status, and now the endangered species list need to get off of my property. And so I can farm and have water and we could take the Delta smelt and put them in an aquarium for a while. And they weren't indigenous anyway.
Yeah, not even originally from here. You're right.
Well, we just need to love everybody in the sense that,
Including the little fish,
and
little smelt.
and love truth,
And smelt can be delicious with garlic and butter, just like the shark.
And I must say that, a lot of our contributions from the John Birch Society have been influencing NTD News and Epoch Times. And they recently published a wonderful series on communism called The Specter of Communism. And I think everybody should watch that. And of course, we go back, a long ways with Robert Welch exposing the whole communist agenda back in 1958 and creating the John Birch Society, named after a Christian missionary, John Birch, who rescued Doolittle and the Raiders. He had an underground Christian group in China. And so we're blessed that the Free Chinese have helped support a lot of the efforts, the anti-communist efforts of the NTD News. And I highly recommend everybody not neglect to understand what they're doing over there, because they're really they've built up a machine of death and carnage, and same on the other side of the world. We've seen a lot of tyranny, and we pray that America will fulfill its divine mandate, and that is the Western Hemisphere should be a land of liberty, and a land where the Monroe Doctrine was really established. For what reason? So that we wouldn't have dictators continually controlling the people and oppressing them. So there's a lot that's published on that on the jbs.org. And also our New American website is thenewamerican.com. And that's really helpful as well. So,
Beautiful.
hey, no, I appreciate all you do. You're one of my heroes. You just keep going.
I've been trying to get Cal on my show for at least 4 years now. 4 years, and he really hates it. He loves to talk. He's very great on stage. He's extraordinary, but to get him sit down talking like this, he doesn't seem to want to do it. So this is literally, I think, the first time you've ever actually gone on. Finally.
Well,
You got to embrace the media.
I'm
At least what few conservatives you have in the media, you got to embrace them and utilize them. I'm here for you.
Well, I had to pray before I met with you. Like we should anybody.
A lot of people say that.
But, next to being one and worshiping God, for those that are worshiping God, is next to being one in protecting religious freedom, is protecting the freedoms vouchsafed by the Constitution of the United States. You lose that freedom, you lose the freedom to worship. And in the freedom to worship is the fact that your rights don't come from government, a corporation, or an animal. Your rights come from a divine source, and they need to be secured by the law. So
well done, brother.
yeah,
jbs.org, jbs.org.
stay mighty and strong, old brother.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right, let's go get them.
Okay.
I'm going to go in for the debate that's about to happen, and there's few other people I wanted to bring to you, so I'll try and jump on again in just a bit. But for right now, I'm going to shut down this little particular broadcast from the Faith Community Church in Redding, California. The Take Our California Back gubernatorial candidates debate going on tonight.